for him. So it's just stuff like that, man. And then like the sergeant I'm telling you about, he got stopped. He got in a car accident in Redwood City. He hit this guy, black gentleman. He got out of the car and called this guy all kind of, you black motherfucker, you nigger this, nigger that. I mean, just went off on the guy. Now, this is a police sergeant at that. Our black so-called, and trust me, we have Uncle Ruffuses, as you will call them. Our black chief basically suspended him for a couple of days, and he had his job back.
That sound about right.
I'm just kicking it real to you. I'm just letting you know. We got another guy on his Facebook page. He got caught saying, "I hate these niggers," and he took it off real quick. And the black officers, this is after I had left, but some of the officers are my friends. They filed a complaint, and if they had not filed a complaint, he would not have been fired.
Brother, give me
So,
a quick second. I want to let everybody know on the show. We finally got the live stream back up. I had to play with the computer here for a little bit. You know how Ustream and stuff act. So you want to watch it live on theadviseshow.com. Go ahead and watch it out. But we got a brother named Keith on here giving us the game about how to deal with police, talking about racist police, how they try to get you locked up, plant dope, everything. And how sinister this police squads are here in America. Now, Keith, man, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to get you on the show just for one full show, man, and really question you about some stuff, brother. Because we need...
You know what? You got my email address, man, and we talk all the time, I'm up for it. Like I said, folks need to know how to deal with law enforcement because, like I said, man, the deck is already stacked against you because they're going to automatically take their word against yours. But you got to make sure you're prepared to deal with them.
Okay.
And if you know what to do, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody was asking, well, how come white folks don't have, how come white folks don't complain about the police? Well, they know how to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
They get them in the pocketbook. They got friends. They socialize with these folks who hire these cops, like the mayor, and so on and so forth. They make sure that they're locked in with these cats. Our problem is, we like Gabrielle said, we're too busy worried about World Star when we need to be locked in, turn the TV off, and get locked in, get dialed in politically, so that we have some type of political clout, some power, some say so.
No, and then let's check this out. Check this out. I'm going through my thing here, and somebody got a screen name says, "I am pleased Michael Brown died," and they on hold on my show. And it's like, see, this.
You got a whole bunch. You got a whole bunch of sickos out there. You got to do.
Yeah, it's the thing. Something else.
When Rodney King passed away, they had all. They probably had 1,000 people that said he got what he deserved. Go to hell and all. Rodney King.
No. We need to stop. We need to stop saying. Hold on. We need to stop saying people, and I'm gonna call them out. It's either these self-hating Negroes, your Jesse Lee Peterson Negroes, your Allen West Negroes, your Larry Elder Negroes. Either got them, or you got the Fox News crowd, or the racist, crowd, that says that sort of thing. Because anybody that's human won't say that. Let me check this out. Notice on the media they showing Michael Brown dead in the middle of the street. Have you ever seen them show a picture of a dead white teenager in the middle of the street like that? Because I haven't seen it.
No, not at all.
That's disrespectful as hell. But they did the same thing to Trayvon too. I wouldn't even put that on a YouTube video because that's disrespectful to their family. Why am I show that?
I don't know why they didn't have his. I don't know why they didn't have his body covered up. With Trayvon Martin, because typically at a crime scene, you cover the body. You cover the body. You want to preserve evidence.
Well, when you looked at not as human, that's why they do that to you.
Well, of course. Well, and they do what they do because it's like going out game hunting. Shooting a deer, and you want to sit there and hey, look at here. It's all psychological, man. It's all that's just how it is, man. These cats will call when one of us or a Mexican is shot and killed in a homicide. It's called a misdemeanor homicide. Mm-hmm. Check that term out, man. It's called a misdemeanor homicide. Homicide is a felony. They just basically say your life is worth no more than a misdemeanor. That's the kind of jokes they would say.
But when they put them charges on somebody, it's not a misdemeanor. Huh.
Well, of course not, because it has nothing. They don't charge people because they feel they have so much love for you. They do it because of them. They want, they want recognition. Hey, I'm super cop. I can solve all my cases. It has nothing to do for the love of you, me, your wife, or our kids. It's solely to do with their pride, my ability to close cases. Because bottom line is, they can get two shits about us. And that's real talk.
Well, shoot, you just think?
I used to tell. I know. I used to tell certain people in my community. Hey, I said, tell your kids, if you're going out hanging out this tonight, be careful of this person here. Straight up, I was in uniform.
Yeah, I believe you, brother. I believe you 110%. I believe you. Well, like I said, brother, we're going to get you, try to get you on the show and talk more about this stuff in depth, because we got some other calls and you get in here tonight. And
okay, yeah, brother.
But brother, thank you for all the info. That's what we need to know how to handle these old dirty police. And
they're out there.
They out there. We definitely know that.
Don't let the media fool you. Oh, it's a few good bullshit. Okay, because the ones who turn their back ain't good.
That's right.
They turn their back for reason.
That's right. If you don't say nothing, you just as bad. Actually, you worse because you saw something going on and you refuse to save people. But brother, I appreciate you. Exactly. We definitely got to get you on the show. So yeah, hit me up on Facebook or whatever, so we can go ahead and work that out.
Okay. All right. I got you. I got you locked in, man. I'm gonna send you my email address.
Okay. All righty.
All right, man. You take it.
All right, Ms. Gabriella. Now, that's the kind of information I like to have on this show. We got to hear the tactics of the dirty police, what they do, how they try to get you, locked up. So one thing we know is they stop you. If they're talking crap, he said turn on that phone and just chill your nerves. So because,
he said even before they stop you, when you see them red lights, start record.
Yeah, turn that camera on.
And don't say nothing, because I think that's what gets people into trouble. I think that's what even irritates people more, because, in the Eric Gardner case, people had their phones out clearly recording the incident. And I think we got to be a little bit more discreet with it, because pretty soon who knows, they might make a law and say you're not allowed to record the police anymore.
Yeah, but it's not a law now. And like I said, they can't really stop somebody recording them. They really can't. There's so many ways to record them.
At least try to do it on the slide. That's
but see, in Ferguson, they was attacking journalists. They was shooting journalists with rubber bullets. It was caught on camera. Them shooting the tear gas at an Al Jazeera reporter. I mean, they wanted them recording, but guess how we find out the information? The people on the ground, because they can't stop everybody from recording. Well, let's go to the next call here. Area code 209. You on the show?
Yeah, I think it was good that we had a police officer come on there and really give his input on the situation. But I think that what's sad about this case is that this officer hasn't even been arrested yet.
I agree.
And that excuse that they gave, that he bum rushed him, don't nobody bum rush police officers, especially you ain't got no gun.
Exactly.
But what's sad about it is, first of all, he ain't been arrested, and I think if he do get arrested, he gonna get away, because I'm from California just like he is, like the cop. I know that the areas he's talking about. Like when Oscar Grant happened, when he gave that excuse all the way from my taser, and that worked, I think this sorry excuse right here don't work.
Yeah, but see, this situation is totally different, brother, because, like, you remember that robbery video they put up? And they say, now check this out. Once I found out, another sister told me, hey, the store owner said that wasn't him on the tape. He didn't say nothing about no robbery in no store. And I said, really? So I said, me, I was kind of waiting in the cut to see if I could find some sort of news story. Well, I found it today, right? And the attorney for the store owner was saying that we never called 911 about no robbery or anything at this store. He said that was a customer called 911.
So they just making that
The attorney for the store said the police came over to that store and asked for the surveillance tapes. He said, we just trying to comply with them. He said, but we didn't report no crime or nothing at this store. And I reviewed them tapes, man, today. I sat there for 30 minutes reviewing that tape. Now, if you're going to steal something, you see like one part of the tape, and you see supposedly, allegedly, Mike Brown, another guy, get some cigars. He hands some cigars to the other guy, right? Well, the other guy,
Right.
Mike Brown, put the cigars back on the counter. The other guy put the cigars back on the counter. Okay? Now, if you stealing, you should have just took the cigars and took off. Now, it goes from showing them putting it back on the counter to picking it back up. Then it flips to, him getting into it with a dude, and the dude he got into it was a customer. It was not an employee because the attorney for the store said that person in the tape was not an employee. See, I'm gonna break all that down in the video I'm gonna have, cause see, all these people say, look, he's not an angel. Number one, who said he was? And number two, even if that was true,
nobody is an angel.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, he a thief. Okay, so how many other people in their life stole? If you stole an ink pen, you're a thief.
Right.
And that's the most stolen item in the world.
Right.
So I guess they deserve to die too.
They talking about they don't know if he had his hands up or not, but he was shot in the arm a couple times. So the fact is, you knew whether his hands were raised or not, and it looked like his hand was raised. He didn't have no weapon on him. You have no reason to shoot him. I've been a security guard at hospitals. Most most cops, they don't even pull their gun out like you said unless you gonna use it. What they do is they jump people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
Well, check this out. I have another video.
I don't know.
But no, hold on. I got another video talking about that cop. This young sister that he sat there and pepper sprayed in the face. She was trying to get that stuff out of her face because he went to the store to get stuff out of her face. He told that young sister, if you try to get that pepper spray out your face, I'm gonna effing arrest you. And wanted this sister to have the pepper spray in her face the whole time. I got all these videos, man, like I said. And I love when these folks try to come to my channel saying stuff, and then when I put up the proof, they backpedal it. And I love it. I love it every time. I love it.
Yeah.
Sure, you put on Jeezy talking about I love it.
Well, all right, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on your show.
All right, brother. All right.
All right.
Yeah, Miss Gabriella, before we go to the next call, it's like before I put up videos, I make sure I put up the proof. Now, I may be wrong here and there on a Facebook post, but that's a Facebook post. I take real serious before I upload a video because I don't want to put out wrong information there. So, when I feel something concrete, and I knew that videotape they put out, it wasn't right. I said, man, this ain't right. I said something about it because think about it. What black dude they gonna get away with a robbery and don't pick him up? And then after all this time, they didn't pick up the other dude supposedly that was there? I'm sorry, I don't see blood.
It's the news does it all the time. It's not like they can't manipulate video clips. So
they did.
It's easy. I mean, look at the special. Not to go too off topic, but they can make dinosaurs and all kind of crazy special effects. So it's not that hard to chop up video and make something look like more than what it is, or try to twist things in your favor. Yeah,
I mean, editing is something else. I know. I do video all the time. All the time. I edit. I can edit a video and make it sound like you're saying all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know about video editing. These people are just silly, some of the stuff that they do. Let me go on to the next caller. Area code 307, you on the show.
Hey, how you doing, Philip?
How you doing? What's your name?
Before I'd like to say anything, my name is David. This is the second time I'm calling you. Before anything, I'd like to say it's been a while, but congratulations on your daughter. I pray that you and your family have a happy life and all that good stuff.
All right, we'll definitely appreciate that, and we'll take the blessings. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, some of the things I wanted to talk about was, now, do not get me wrong. I don't want to get misconceived here. Now, obviously, the vast majority of the people who have to suffer from, like, these corrupted cops are African Americans. Excuse me, I'm trying to get out of breath. But, like, there's also white people or other people, Spanish people, Asians, too. Like, I really don't feel that it is entirely a race thing for the most part, but I also feel it's more like a class thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you have money, you can do just about anything you want. Doesn't matter. Like that officer was talking about. That white guy who had all these drugs in his car got away because his daddy was his rich doctor. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and one of the things I want to talk about was race is, you know, one of the things I feel about race problems is it's an empathy problem, you know? People nowadays, it's like they don't care about your fellow human being, regardless of what the skin color is. And that needs to stop. It needs to stop bad.
I agree with that.
I could care less what the color of somebody's skin is. I mean, look at World War II. Just to say an example, right? For a long time, they wouldn't let anybody of color in. And then what? You got these badass Native Americans with their Navajo talk. You had the Tuskegee Airmen kicking the crap out of these like supposedly superior Nazi airplane guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had like all these Japanese people that just wanted to throw them into a camp. Like, that's okay. And like, even on that, like, why would you want to do that? Like, culturally speaking, just to say like the Japanese, they will die for their country. And if they're American, wouldn't you want that on your side? Like, that's something I just don't understand. Like, a little background for me is I'm a white guy, but I'm also an orphan. Like, I grew up all around people who have many different skin colors. So I really could not care less what someone's skin is. If somebody's a douchebag, I'm not going to like them.
Well, let me stop you right there.
Yeah,
let me hold on. Let me stop you right there. Most of the problem with racists is that they never got out of their little towns or around other groups of people. See, you've been around other people, so you got to see like the world for what it is. Like, I've been around other people. I've been around whites. I've been around Hispanics, Asians, Arabs, Native Americans. You know, I mean, so I got to see how different people act, and everybody's the same. They really are. I mean, everybody's culture's a little different, but we all are the same. It is true we are. But what makes us different is the society that we live in and how, you know, it shows preference to one group over others. It's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things I definitely wanted to say is a while back I put up a video on my Facebook page, and I don't want to, like, you know, deride here or anything, but I started making videos because I started watching your videos.
Okay.
So it's kind of something along the same lines, but you're much better at it than me, but that's another thing. And the thing that bothered me was like, and this is unfortunate. Now, as you could clearly see, I'm not racist at all. However, I will say, to some degree, white people are predisposed to being racist.
Wait a minute. I'm about to stop you right there. Repeat, like when I say it, it's a problem. When other white people just say what this man said on my show, he's just making it up. This is like probably about the 35th white person told me the exact same thing about some white people. Oh, wait, continue.
Oh, yeah. I will say just one more time so it's absolutely heard. Unfortunately, white people are predisposed to being racist. And it has to do with the color of our skin, obviously. But to the a matter of this, imagine somebody's telling you constantly, black people are crap. Black people ain't human. Black people this. Black people are thugs. They're monkeys. So on and so forth. Right? Well, look at my skin. I'm the exact opposite. So I must be better than that. You know? But what winds up happening when I grow up and I'm in school and I get an F on a test and the person sitting next to me, some black lady, gets an A+. Am I better than her? I should have gotten an A just because I'm white? No, that doesn't make any sense. Well, what if when I was playing football and I get my butt kicked by somebody who just so happens to be black? Well, should I have made that pass because I was white? No. Or like even my hobbies. You know, like I said, I'm a bit of a gamer. I like to play fighting games, like Street Fighting. And then I see
that's my favorite right there, Street Fighter.
Black guy.
That's my favorite, Street Fighter. Go ahead.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then like I have a friend of mine who's happens to be a black guy, just happens, and I'm over here thinking like, oh, I'm gonna beat him, whatever. And then he kicks my butt. See, from every line here, there's always somebody who's gonna be better than you, even if it doesn't matter what their person's skin color is. So you know what? If there happens to be black people who are better than me at everything I like to do, then how can I be racist? That just makes me stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at that point. I'm just like, I don't care about that. Like, It's not about skin color. He's just better than me at this game. That's it.
Yeah,
and that's how it should be. It should be based on that's what Martin Luther King said. It's like it should be based off of your character, not the color of your skin.
Yeah, because it's stupid. I mean, think about it. Think about it, man. It's stupid. You want a good quality of life. I want a good quality of life. Okay, you want friends and family. I want friends and family. It's like we all want to go on vacation. We all want to just provide for our families or whatever we want to do. I mean, it has nothing to do with color. And it's sad that we all really technically we all the same as human beings. We all breathe oxygen. We all eat food, maybe different foods. But we all want the same things as human beings. But what makes that difference is that element that's within power. Like I said, a racist is not my problem. It's a racist in power that's my problem. Not you can be racist all day long. That's fine. You ask your American right if you want to hate black people. That's what you want to do.
I will disagree with you on that just a teeny bit because of course that is a problem. That is without a doubt a problem. But it's racists who put racist people in power. If everybody cared about their fellow man, one of the things I talk about with people and my friends, and when it comes to all these problems going on, is I talk about the real, and notice how I said the real American dream. The real American dream is I want to be able to have a family, provide for them, live my life happily, and this is really key. This next part is very important for my neighbor to be able to do the same.
Yeah.
That's the real American dream.
Yeah, it's good because, why would you want to do all good for yourself and your neighbor can't do good around you, or you can't even help your neighbor? If you could help your neighbor, like a helping hand, a job recommendation, or maybe you could teach them something they need to know to help them exceed in their life or with their family or whatever, that's just doing what's right. And all these so-called Christians that's running around here, it's amazing how great their Christianity are, isn't it? Because half of these people that's doing all the killing, talking about most of the time they're saying they're good Christian people. Talking about they love the Lord.
That's only because they just want to be part of that fraternity. One of the things that people really don't like to have done to them is to be judged. So it's oh well, I need to dress up better than everybody else and go make sure I'm there in church on Sunday, even if I don't believe it. So because Miss Mary Magdalene from down the block will start a rumor of how I'm not a good little Christian boy no more, And then, that starts to spread around and your reputation's kind of ruined. It's stupid, silly things like that, but it's real. Another thing I wanted to talk about is one of the things that the police officer that was on the guy, maybe two guys before me, was saying that, people in the ghetto, if you walk up to a black guy and you curse him out, I remember you put up a video or a post on Facebook saying that, there were these guys walking around pranking people, and it's what are you doing? You're doing in this wrong neighborhood. You don't really, I'm not saying that black people are naturally violent or anything like that, but it's they tough. They come from, if you trace back their lineage, they're warriors, and so forth. But that's different. But when you bring tanks and you harassing people and I honestly believe that for some reason they want this to get bad, real bad. They want this to get terrible. So, look at it. They don't even look human anymore. They look like these robot people with flashlights at people, throwing these sound grenades. And, that when you look at movies and stuff, those are heartless robot things. You just kill them, And that's what I honestly believe. On top of that, I don't even understand why tanks are being brought out to begin with, because according to the law, if I remember correctly, the military was selling the police their gear from Iraq for use for the Department of Homeland Security. This has nothing to do with the Homeland Security. This is a civil rights issue. Why are you using, military-grade weaponry on unarmed civilians? That's just not acceptable at all. I'm pretty sure that if they gave people the opportunity, the real opportunity to sit down and have the conversation, they will. I like to look at videos of people saving animals and helping other people out, and that's shows that that's humanity right there. And I believe in the good of humanity. I believe that you give someone the opportunity to do good. If they are a good person, they'll do that. And perfect example would be, look at what's going on in Ferguson. You got some black people, and like I said, some, acting like a fool, and they're like, looting and burning places down, while you have other people who happen to be black that the media, of course, won't talk about, that are like standing outside of different stores like, no, you're not looting this place. This ain't my store, but you're not looting it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I seen that, and I even put the picture up about that, about the people that sat there and block looters, and they talked about that this morning on CNN. And say, see, they won't talk about this, about them stopping looters and everything. And no, they're not going to talk about it because, it's not really in the agenda, of what's going on. So, it's like.
And sorry, are you saying?
Yeah, so basically, like I said, what I'm saying about the whole situation is, we all just gotta figure. It takes, I'm saying, look, man, if we gonna stop this racism stuff, and I think Miss Gabriella, you probably can agree with this.
Yeah,
it's gonna take black people and white people to say, enough.
Exactly, that was exactly
enough
the thing
is
I was
enough.
gonna say.
You said, enough.
What needs to get done is,
we gotta say enough.
Not
is
even a color. Just people need to hold hands and walk and come together. Like, remember what happened in post 9/11? We were nearly unstoppable as a nation when we were united. Unstoppable. We want something done. It's getting done.
Well, like I said,
come together on this.
Like I said, well, even like I say, God Himself said, when they all come together, there's nothing that they can't do. So, I mean, it's and that's just human nature. So of course, division is gonna take place because that's just rooted in evil. So. But man, I definitely appreciate you calling in because let me get to some other callers, and it was definitely nice talking to you.
Me.
All righty, thank you.
But like I said, bless you.
Oh, so I was cutting him off. Sorry about that. Area code 646, you're on the show. Area code 646.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the show.
Yo, yeah. I was early on the show. I was listening to the white dude.
Oh, okay. All right.
And,
okay. You say you was on the show earlier? Okay, if you was on the show earlier, I got to move on. Thank you. Got to get people that haven't been. Area code 505, you on the show. Area code.
What's up?
Yeah, what's going on? What's your name?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Yeah, my name is Alex. I'm actually on the show. I'm kind of happy right now, but thank you for allowing me to be on your radio show.
Well, thank you for calling
my name
in.
Is Alex. I'm from. My name is Alex. I'm from New Mexico.
Okay.
I live in New Mexico now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, sir.
Oh, okay. And I just want to say congratulations on you and your family, your beautiful girl and everything. And
thank
Gabriella, hello, since you haven't said anything in a while. And I've just been listening to the past guests, and I just want to say that it's messed up what's going on in Ferguson and everything. My whole process is that, like, what happened to tasers? Like, how come people are like, how come the cops are, not using guns? How come the cops are not like taking out their tasers and using those?
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. The purpose of that taser was to stop these shootings. It's like the cops like, F the taser. I'm shooting folks now. Forget that taser.
Right.
Right.
And so that leads me to believe that, they're trying to like kill us, man. Like they're up to something, like, I can't explain it, Phil. It's like, I think there is like a deeper meaning to it. Like, dang, I'm kind of nervous talking to you. It's
man, don't be nervous. Man, come on, man. He ain't nervous.
There's no celebrities on the line.
I don't be doing all that. I ain't nobody. Shoot. I get up in the bathroom, I poop every day too, just like you.
All right. Right. No, but what I was trying to say is that it leads me to believe that there is like a higher agenda within the government. You know, like they're targeting black people of color first and foremost, and they're targeting poor white people or rebellious white people at that. Like there's specific people that they're targeting to kill off or to incarcerate,
Well, see, that's what people don't understand. Let me add something to that. It's like, and I said this earlier in the promo video. Absolute power will not be contained in one group of people. Understand that. If they get this absolute power in doing it to black people, you think they're not going to do it to whites? They're going to do it to whites. Matter of fact, they started doing it to whites. And if they're going to do it to whites the exact same way, and like, a lot of people keep telling, and I'm going to repeat this again, well, why isn't, when white people killed by the police, nobody say nothing about it like they do with the black people? Because white people's taking it. That's why. And black people was taking it for a long time, too, until now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Absolute power definitely corrupts. No group of people should have that much power. And then it's like, the people with badges or the people with money are like totally controlling everything. I mean, that's just me seeing everything and what's going on. I'm 28. I mean, I've been on this earth for like 28 years and everything, and 28 years, and it's crazy. That's all I could say, Philip. It's definitely crazy. Absolute power just shouldn't be the hand of just one part of the government, and it seems like the cops definitely have that authority. If I'm making sense,
Now let me ask you a question before you wrap it up. He said, "Now I'm just asking for a reason. Are you white?"
Okay. No, I'm not white at all. Do I sound white though?
I didn't know. I didn't say you sound. There's no such way to sound white. So that's why I asked.
I sound intelligent. That's what I saw. And no, I'm not white at all. I'm Well, I guess I'm African American. I'm an American. That's who I am and what I am.
Okay. Well, just a question.
Straight from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you a question. The videos you see me done about the police, okay? Do you feel, and I've done them in succession, and because people don't understand, I do, current news and events, and if the police is doing something in succession, I'm going to talk about it. If they do something 20 times in a row, I'm going to post 20 videos in a row about the police. That's just how it is.
Right.
Now, do you feel anything that I'm sharing on my YouTube channel is either inciting people, or is it borderline racist to some people, or do you feel that some people just can't take what I say because something about what I say makes them feel guilty?
Right. I believe that you are fair. I don't think it could be taken that way, but all I see is that what you're trying to do is just inform people what's going on. You're nothing but just a reporter. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to be like, look, this is what's going on. Be careful and be safe. That's how I see it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know how people will say that the news is depressing, and all you hear on the news is, like sad stuff and everything. I mean, I guess people can take it that way. It depends on the person, and I definitely don't see it when I watch your shows. Like, I'm like, dang, I'm vigilant. I want to be able to be like, oh, watch out for the cops and stuff like that. That's just me, But it depends on the person, so it definitely does.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're racist at all. I think that most of your viewers are black because you are black, you know what I'm saying? And you can relate to the African American community. So a lot of African Americans are going to call in with their information and be like, look, this is what's happening in my head,
Yeah,
and
I mean, because people don't. That's
doing that. You know what I'm saying?
At least I'm gonna say maybe in the past beginning of the year, I'm gonna say, I started noticing more white people watching and actually calling. They even calling the show now, which is cool. Because I like to hear different people talk about things, how they feel, stuff like that. That's fine. I even tell racists they can call too. I go back and forth with them as long as they don't call me no name. You know, I mean, that's how far I go
Right.
with it. To be open-minded and try to
Right.
hear different points of view. But you know, most of the
Right.
stories people don't realize. Like I say, my audience is about 85 to 87% African American. So most of those people send me stories related to them. So you're going to see more of those
Right.
stories. Now, as my audience maybe start to increase, maybe more non-black
Okay.
people, then I'll start doing more of those stories sometime. You know, because most of the stories that I do,
Okay.
I'm sent these stories. I'm saying 95% of them I'm sent. Unless I go look for something like I'm doing with the Mike Brown stuff, you know, and I go do my own research to a point. Then, you know, I mean, sometimes people point me in the right direction too, you know.
Right.
But, you know, like I said, I just want to just make sure we put that out there that, you know, the stories are mostly guided by the people. At least on my channel it is.
I definitely did. Like you just posted, or today you posted the video or the story about the white guy that got killed by the cops because he had like his headphones on or whatever.
Yeah, on
So
Facebook.
I posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah. And a lot of white people are like looking at it like, oh yeah, I'm glad that he got white people on this, you know? Like, people, I think that you are gaining a larger crowd now. You're becoming more popular on Facebook or social media. And I think that people, not just black people, but people in general are, you know, totally looking at you now like, okay, yeah, he's not doing just black people. He's doing white people too. I see this and stuff like that. So, yeah, you're definitely getting that exposure, you know? So I don't know what to say.
I don't know. Everybody, and Miss Gabriella understands this too. Everybody got something to say. Everybody. You know, it's like you really can't please people like that. You know what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and move on to another call. And thank you for calling, man.
Oh, you're welcome, man. God bless you guys, and keep up the good work, all right? And bye, Gabriella. Take care.
Thank you.
Well, Gabriella, you want to say anything before I go on to the next call?
I just want to say that I'm just concerned about what's going to happen next, because the whole incident that led up to that led up to people actually starting to riot, the media hasn't really been reporting that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I've been looking up more information about this story, and there's actually people coming out and saying this is why we're rioting, but the media is just like, oh, I don't understand, you know, why the black people are doing this. I don't get it. You know, that's how they're writing their reports. And a lot of the people are saying that, where is it? They're saying that the people didn't start rioting until the tear gas came out.
Yeah. You got to remember, if you were paying attention, they got calm for a minute. Then after that, police came out with that news conference and started trying to say, oh, well, Mike Brown was implicated in the robbery. It had nothing to do with, you know, the shooting. That's when things got jumped off. And then the police were starting to shoot tear gas and rubber bullets at them, and they were still protesting before the curfew. And it's all been recorded of them doing it. That's the thing. Like they provoked them people to act up.
I think that's what it is. They are starting. They're trying to start stuff, just like, not to go too off topic, but just like these people are trying to start these hood pranks, trying to mess with people to get a rise out of them. I don't think it would have turned violent if it wasn't provoked. If they would just let people have their protests and march in the streets and do what we normally do, holding hands with candles and singing Kumbaya and let freedom ring and all that, I don't think anything would have happened. But it's almost like the police want something to happen just so they can have an excuse to start shooting people.
They want something to jump off.
The hose is out, and sometimes I feel like is this 1953? Is it 2014?
It's 2014. Well, hold on. It's 1953 repeating itself in 2014. There we go. There's some more technology. So now, see, back in 1953, they couldn't record it and show it to the world. Now we can record it and show it to the world what happens to us, and they have no choice but to acknowledge before the world that this is the way we treat black citizens.
Mm-hmm.
They have to acknowledge it because it's in their face. Why is it they were attacking the media, the police? Never have we ever heard of police attacking the media. I'm like, man, what are they trying to do over there? They don't want the media to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was dirty right then and there. Well, let me go on to the next call, Ms. Gabriella. You're online, whoever you are. I just see all ones in your number. Hello. All right, you want to answer the time, Matt? I got to move on. Area code 702, you on the show.
Hey, how you doing, brother Phil?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, hey, man, I appreciate your show, man. Like the other caller was saying, man, congrats on the newborn.
Well, thank you.
The show, man, your show is a real, I saw myself watching your show more than I do anything else.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate
real quick,
that.
I know we're running out of time. You know it. We probably run out of time, but I sent you an email a while back. My name is Tommy Scott. I'm from LA. I got a dog barking here. I'm an ex-gang member. For 16 years, I was a gang member, and son of one of the first Crips in the United States. And out of my household, we birthed what you see around the whole United States, all the Crips.
Okay.
And right after the civil rights, this is pertaining to what we're talking about. Right after the civil rights movement, a couple years after that, we had all those little groups like the Black Panthers and all that, starting the movements to protect the neighborhoods and do all these different things. And right away, we start killing each other. And so, like I tell people, even though that the Brown case is wrong, we should be out there standing for our rights and what's going, the injustice and everything. But at the same time, in America, like when I was a gang member, if I saw a weak household of a friend or somebody, I would go take advantage of the house, sell dope out of it, eat their food, whatever I could, because I knew the parents was on drugs. It was unstable. And the same thing with the black community, I believe, is that if you got 9 to 10,000 out of the 15,000 murders a year that are blacks committed by other black kids. Now, when I say 9 to 10,000, if you can imagine a stadium full of black babies killed by black men that are walking around right now, half of them free on the street, and nobody's marching in the street. Nobody's crying out. The people who have status in the media, like Al Sharpton and Jesse
Well, let me stop you right there. I hear exactly what you're about to say.
Right.
But let me tell you the difference between a Darren Wilson versus what you're talking about. Those black people, they don't get away with nothing. They don't. Only time they get away with it unless nobody talk. But every time a black person kills a black person, they arrest them and they go to jail for a very long time. You don't see black people killing other black people and they just sitting at home and the National Guard is out there defending them. You know what I'm saying? No, it doesn't happen like that.
You do. No. I know what you're saying, but I'm telling you for a fact that there's multiple drive-bys that happen every year where the murderer is not caught. Okay.
I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying. Hold on. I agree with you 100%. Everything you're saying. And also, in every community, if you do the research, people in their own community kill each other. So why is it that everybody want to highlight just what black people do to each other? Whites kill each other every year. Hispanics, Asians, wherever community you live, that's where you're going to experience the most crime at with your people group. It's not even as extreme as what you think about interracial killing. If you just do like the research, actually, according to the research, whites.
According to every year you have between 13 and 15,000 murders in the United States, and every year out of the 13 to 15,000 murders, at least 9,000 are black babies. Okay, and so that's. You can get that off the CDC website, you can get that off the FBI website, and a number of other government websites. And that's overwhelming. That's overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. That's not something that's being. I'm not saying for people not to be upset at this. What I'm saying is throughout the year.
Are you talking about now? If you're talking about abortion, listen. Hold on. You talking about abortion? That is a massacre in itself. And Planned Parenthood has a lot to do with it.
Exactly.
You talking about?
I appreciate you for reporting on that too. You know,
I can't stand Planned Parenthood. I think it's a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, it is. And my whole point, brother, is if we can march out against this white cop. I have a cousin that's a cop that's being discriminated against in Arizona, so I understand that. And I understand all the points that was being made about the cops and all that stuff, even from the police officer. Mm-hmm. And so, but my whole point is we need to march from people like me. I lost 31 family members and friends from my own people who killed my own people. And I did a funeral from a friend who got killed in front of his kids by another friend because our community, our race, got problems, man. We got to nip that.
Yeah, you're right. We have problems, 100% problems. And I talk about the problems like the breakdown of the black family. We talk about, not having an economic structure where people doing stuff they shouldn't just to earn stuff. That's why I'm all for black people to have their own businesses. That way nobody can fire them and take their job away from them so they can provide for their family.
Right.
It's a lot of issues that we have internally that had a lot of outside issues. Go ahead.
Right. Well, that's my main point before you guys hang up is that people like me, who I used to be before I'm a Christian now, and I do agree with the other guy was talking about Christians. We can go overseas to Hades, but we can't come. All these missionaries can't come over here to the hood, Mm-hmm. But people like me who destroyed your families, people like me who robbed your kids, your black kids, and shot at your black kids. Who my life fortunately was changed, but I lost so many friends and I've damaged so many other people's lives because I was misguided, and so many of our black kids are misguided and without fathers at home and are being buried every single day. 5 people in Chicago were murdered over this weekend. 5 people over this past weekend. St. Louis was murdered. Nobody marching for them. You get what I'm saying? And so we're not speaking up for them. Of course they're not going to care about us. They're going to bring in the SWAT team and everybody else. But we don't care about the little 2-year-old who got her brains blew out.
Well, look, I promise you, but you know what? I promise you the suspect or suspects, if they haven't caught them, they will, and they're going straight to jail. They're not going to be at home saying he was a nice guy.
Right.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
Free.
Okay, yeah, you probably do, and maybe they got off on a technicality. I get that, but that's not the norm, and you know it. You know that's not the norm.
A lot of them, but it is. It is. It's a lot. It's a lot out there. I'm just saying. Well, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying.
No, it's not an argument. I'm just saying that's the difference.
If you got,
I'm just saying that's the difference.
If you got 9,000. If you got 9,000 to 10,000 black murders every year in and of itself.
Wait! You say there's 10,000 black murders? You say it's 10,000 black murders a year?
A year? That's what I'm telling you.
Well, hold on. I can't agree. I can't agree with that because the last table I can look at is the FBI.gov table 43 arrests, and it's based upon by race. And the last statistic they had from 2012, because 13 of them came out just yet. Well, they had murder and non-negligent manslaughter. They had 8,506, and black people did 4,203 of them, and whites did 4,101 of them. So
that was in 2012 when the murder rate was going down a bit. But I know what you're saying. But the main thing, my whole point of the whole thing is, even though I would be out there standing with the Browns right now. Don't get me wrong. I agree with everything that's going on. I was rioting in '92 in LA. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Tearing my own neighborhood up. But if we can't stand to make a big deal out of these gangs, just tearing up our young daughters and our kids. Look at our kids, man. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They all jacked up. And so if we can't even confront that on a major scale, like these Black Panthers putting hits out on people, you're not putting a hit out on the gang, on these gang members. You ain't nothing. You ain't all your little hits don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out here and get active against these gang members who don't care about you, because I sure didn't care about you. You know what I mean? And I know that you report the real, so I know you touch on all that. on both.
Oh, I touch on it all. Nobody's
Okay.
immune. If we messing up, we killing our own. I talk about it. I've done videos about Chicago. I've done
Yeah.
videos about things here in Houston, L.A., whatever. If you doing some mess, I get more upset that when we do it to ourselves, more so than when it
I know
happens
you do.
to
Yeah,
Darren
I
Wilson.
know. That's what really turned me out. Like, man, somebody, a black man, really reporting on what's going on in the hood. We got to clean up our house, man. Like, if I can't take care of my own kids and my own household, people want to take advantage of us. They want to take advantage of me, my kids, because I'm a weak dad. You know what I'm saying? And so the same thing I think with the black
Well,
community is,
hold
hold
on. Wait a minute before I let you go. Whatever you speak in this world,
Okay.
that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you will become that self-consciously. So if you say you're a weak dad, you're going to be a weak dad because you're telling yourself you're going to be a weak dad.
Right.
What you should say, I'm a strong father.
Right.
Even if you're not there yet, I'm a strong father. I'm a good father. I'm going to protect my kids. And because of my experiences, then I know how to keep my kids on the straight and narrow and away from them, them thugs. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not saying I'm a weak dad. No.
Okay.
I said
Okay.
that if I know I'm saying, for example, if I'm a weak dad and people around me can see that, if I'm not raising my kids right, if I'm not taking care of my household right, people know that. The wolves can see it. They'll come in and take advantage of it. And that's what's happening with these cops, these racists. You know what I'm saying? They can see. If we're not taking care of our own, we don't really care about our own community, they're going to come in and take advantage. The racism really going to come out. And before I cut that off, is what is the real problem with the human race? Because racism and slavery has been around since the foundation of man. So what's the real issue? And like you were talking about, the power with that money. Any side, the black had the power. You know what I'm saying? Money. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, no, that's not the main problem. No, the main problem with America, and I'll give it to you in a nutshell, our moral code in every community is like non-existent. We have no morality. We have no restraints anymore. We don't respect our elders. We don't, try to say, you know what, even though I say cuss words, I'm not going to say that in front of children, because I want to respect their innocent ears or, all kind of things that we used to do. Teachers used to be respected. Police used to be respected members of the community. So it's just, everything's just now went to hell. You can't, and I'm going to say it really got started when you couldn't discipline your kids no more and went to jail. So, for discipline your own doggone kids. Not abusing them, but discipline.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm going to have to move on. I got to get some other calls. Appreciate it.
All right.
Ms. Gabrielle, you want to say anything?
I had a point I wanted to make. Because we were talking about murder and the black on black crime thing. One thing I've seen people talk about in this case is that they were like, oh, I don't see why you guys are getting outraged when only one person gets killed when you guys kill each other all the time. And, what about Chicago? What about Chicago? Why aren't you worried about Chicago? And they'll say that.
You all right, Ms. Gabriella?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what, and I'm not going to say the word, I don't say those words. Every time they be telling me, what about Chicago? I'm like, I be really want to tell them, mother effer, you care less about Chicago and black people. You don't care about black people like that. You just trying to get black people to shut the hell up from what they're talking about. Think about it. When you say something about something going on, what about Chicago? What about it? Oh, well, they killing each other. And I've done news stories on that too. And it's horrible. I can't stand that. And what have I said? A lot of black people can't stand me. I said anytime one of them thugs gets shot down in Chicago or any city, I don't care, that's killing black people, I smile. I said that many times. I don't bite my tongue about that. So don't come to me about it. I only make an issue when it's only a white cop doing it to a black person. I don't care less about that. Wrong is wrong. I don't like to see innocent people get killed, and nobody talks about the good kids that come out of Chicago. What about that young brother that developed the vaccine for colon cancer nobody wants to talk about out of Chicago? What about the other black girl from Chicago that graduated her school, a bachelor's degree, at 14? What about all these other black kids coming out of Chicago going to the Ivy League schools? But they don't never bring that up when they speak of Chicago. They always want to speak, oh, look at how many murders they had. But look at the conditions those people in, too. Like, do they have jobs for them to go to? I mean, what? I mean, they said that what? Teenage black unemployment in Chicago is a little over 90%. 90%. They can't even get a McDonald's job a lot of teenagers because grown folks taking them jobs because the economy is so bad. So it's like, don't tell me no junk about Chicago because you don't care about Chicago. You don't. You know, I just can't stand that crap. I'm always talking about Chicago.
It's just a tactic just used, just like you said, just to shut people up because they know that as soon as they say, oh, well, what about Chicago? That seems to be like their final statement. Like as soon as they are able to say that, they're able to shut everybody up.
Yeah, sure.
And we need to stop falling for that crap too. We need to stop letting people shut us up. We need to actually speak up and speak our mind and not be afraid of hurting white people's feelings because we're not. Because I don't see why it is that whenever we want to speak the truth about what's happening to our people, then we're being mean or we're hurting white people's feelings. We're not doing anything rude or we're not being racist or anything. We're stating the facts and say, hey, this is what's going on. It's not right. And if it was happening to you, you would probably speak up too.
Exactly. Shoot. That's why I say, Kelly, that's what they say. I'm going to report what I see in the news. You don't like it. It hurts your feelings because I'm not politically correct and all this other stuff. Move on. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you. Because you don't go tell Bill O'Reilly nothing when he reporting about black folks all day long. You don't tell him, oh, well, why you always talking about black folks? Why you always... No, don't say a word. So don't give me that crap. Area code 832, you on the show.
Yes, hello?
Yes, how you doing?
All right. Yes, I'm watching CNN right now. The main thing that I'm watching is when they keep on showing this lady report of the police officer of her defending him. Even though the lawyer from a previous accident that happened in Ferguson, he was explaining that how Ferguson Police Department is doing illegal stuff, like, and they beat another dude back in '09. So by them keep on playing this one lady interview that she did on a radio show, and keep on pumping that to people's heads. Like, why this officer, he was innocent. It's the Trayvon Martin case all over again. Except it's just a different person, which is an officer now. And they pumping this out there like, he was innocent, he's all this. He's not innocent. He's a trained police officer, went to an academy. Brown wasn't trained or nothing like that.
Well, it's a little different than Trayvon. It's a little different than Trayvon because people wasn't challenging the police with Dilson versus Trayvon. You know, and like I said, it's a totally different situation than Trayvon. You know, but Trayvon does come into it because, like you said, the character assassination. I agree with you. That's the game they play.
Yes. Yes, and I'm watching CNN right now. They're assassinating his Brown character and putting it inside like the same predicament that Trayvon was because people, what they did, they protested. We're on the streets of Trayvon. They're doing the same thing for Brown. It's like the same thing happened over again. This is not the first time why like another black teen had got killed. This is not the first time that it's happened. It keep on happening over and over and over and over and over again since you can say America was started. And by this keep on happening over again, they keep on calming it down, assassinating people's characters, bringing the police force, a heavy police force, against people who are not trained. These are citizens. Police officers are trained. So naturally, the people don't get scared. And then you got the police agitating them, shooting tear gas at them, telling them, hey, you can't stand right here. Where can protesters stand and where can they go?
Yeah.
So they agitating them in court.
Oh, yeah, they agitating them.
Yes, they're making the citizens hostile. When you got somebody hostile, it's only to a point that they're going to erupt.
I agree with you 100%. I've seen them do it. I've watched the videos of the police starting stuff with them, and they're not even doing nothing. You know, they want to lie and say they throwing Molotov cocktails. Really? Like, really? Like, where's the videos of them throwing Molotov cocktails? Where is it? I want to see it because they're recording everything else. Can't believe what them police say.
Like, and then, like, on the news, I keep on watching this, too. Like while the protesters are protesting peacefully, people is not going to just riot and loot stores just like that. They just marching and want to get their voice heard, and they can't get their voice heard when the heavy police force, presence is right there, and they're like suited up, and the police gear are made to look intimidating. So you got these intimidating people right here, and you got the people say, "Oh, we want to speak our voice about what happened. Like we getting told that this is happening." Then they calming it down again, escalating it back up again, making the people or the citizens, I was to say, making them feel in this place like where they can't do nothing but erupt. And when they erupt, you got trained police officers there to handle them.
Mm.
It's just crazy because these people can't. They feel like the people in the street, we ain't got no voice. When we do try to speak our voice, they hush us up. So when that causes us to get violent, and when we do get violent, more people get thrown in jail. And then they integrate. I think Malcolm X said something like this. He said when the march gets strong, like it's like black coffee. Black coffee is strong regularly. Some people can't even drink regular black coffee. It's too strong. So they integrate it with cream. When you integrate it with cream, then it starts to become more drinkable. People can accept it more. And that's what they've done with the marches from then to now. At first, it was just black people standing up there, like, you can't take this. Now they integrated it. And now everybody's like calm and collective and stuff. It turned into a parade now. They don't even care about Mike Brown. They just out there just protesting, just marching along. We need to hold hands. But what was the integration when Mike Brown got shot?
Well, okay, all right, brother. And with that said, I said let me go ahead and go to the next call because we're gonna try to get everybody in before the show's over with. Appreciate you.
No, that's fine. Thanks.
All right, we got to get these calls in here, in and out. All right, air code 409, you on the show?
Hey, how's it going? Hi, my name's Shanae, and I'm out of California.
Shanae!
I just started hearing your show. Hi!
Hey, Shanae. I never heard that name before. That's why I say Shanae.
Yes. Hi, Gabrielle. I just wanted to say, quick background really fast, is that I was military. My husband, he worked with the military anti-terrorist group. I have a degree in sociology, criminology, and I also work in the media as well. So I just wanted to touch base with what Gabriella said, and I do agree with what you said about that the police are looking for a reaction, just because it gives them an excuse to, to act violently toward the African American community. I'm also not really a person that tries to use the race card, but now since obviously I've been more educated on the fact, is that it's sad that what's going on with the Black ethnic community, because honestly, when I was in the military, I dealt with Katrina, and this whole situation reminds me of Katrina, because everything that was put into the media, everything that was exposed as the ethnic community, how they were just ratchet pretty much, and what I saw and what my husband saw, what our team saw when we were there, it was nothing what was portrayed on the community. Of course, there were things going on, but it was nothing to the how the media was portraying it, or how the officers were portraying it. I was in the Coast Guard, so pretty much what we saw, I think that any person will react the way a lot of the ethnic community and the Hispanic community reacted during a natural disaster. I think a lot of people sometimes feel that for some reason they can point fingers at people during a natural disaster or any kind of emergency situation, or even in the in any kind of scary situation, that they can sit there and judge somebody and say, oh, shame on them for reacting that way. But most people in society would act a little differently than their norm in a horrific situation. And I think that it's in the ethnic community that we just have to learn how to kind of fight back, but not do it the way they expect us to do it. They expect us to get loud. They expect us to start throwing things. They're expecting to how they say, act ignorant. We need to learn how to talk more educated, to go through the system, to use the media, use our social network, use things that, like how you guys said, nowadays it is like how the 1950s were, but now we have social media. Now we have things that people can start, that hopefully starts giving that the government no reason to turn their back. It's a shame that it's taken this whole Mike Brown situation, Ferguson, that the government hasn't got involved, that they've only acknowledged it for 2 seconds and then turned their back on it. It's a shame that I guarantee if this explodes even further, that it's going to be how the Katrina situation was when when Bush didn't even react to anything going on Katrina for a while, and then all of a sudden now it's all sorry. But I think with Ferguson, if they don't take care of the situation, or if somebody doesn't get in there and take care of or listen to what's going on, not what the police is saying what's going on, but what's actually going on, it's going to be a horrific situation. And it's going to be one of those situations that you can't really apologize for later.
I agree with you 100%. I can't say nothing much more than that. But definitely I appreciate you calling, Shanae, and you have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. We have the next caller come in. Let's see, what is this? Area code 828. Yeah, area code 828. You on the show?
Me.
Yo.
That's me, 828, North Carolina. How are you doing, Cedar?
How you doing?
Good, Phil. Good to see you. I like your show, and I do like the topics you bring to the table. And I heard you asking a while ago about how your point of view is taken by a lot of folks. And when I read your column, and when I say the column, I'm talking to the YouTube and then the other places you can read people's reactions to things you say. The funny thing that I find in that you give a dose of medicine, but you don't give no sugar with it, and people don't like the way that medicine goes down. And I'm amazed at you can tell it like it is, and these people don't want to hear it. I mean, they want to shrug it off, and I'm like, the man just told it like it is, but you don't want to hear it. And it's so strange to me that you are a person, an ounce of, what do you say? An ounce of provision is worth a pound of cure. And you're one of those people, I mean, you warn people, look, if you act a certain way, if you behave a certain way, if you portray yourself a certain way, that's how people are going to react toward you, just like my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a bad kid, but my friends were pretty rowdy at times, and they got in trouble and stuff. But my father told me, he said, look, if you hang out with these people, that's just how people are going to judge you. Even if you know you're not doing something wrong, and you know you didn't do it, they're still going to judge you a certain way.
Yeah.
And you preach that. You preach it over and over. And it's funny if you read the column of the reactions that you get, is they don't want to hear it. I mean,
no, they don't. I mean, everybody has a problem with me. I mean, 1 minute, and I say some white people have a problem with me because of what I say. I have black people that have a problem with me because of what I say. I have women have a problem with me because of what I say. I mean, I have just feminists at times have an issue with me, and they say I'm misogynist. So I mean, everybody got a problem with me, some way, form, or fashion. I mean, people who sag their pants got a problem with me. I mean, everybody got a problem with me. So it's
that's one of your things too. I've seen, wearing your hood up like a thug, and you tell. But I mean, if you're in a place, first thing you want to do is pull your hood down, and you're gonna shoot it from a camera, especially if you're up to no good. I mean, you're coming out with your hands in your pocket, your hoodie's up. What's somebody gonna think? I don't care if you're in downtown Los Angeles or BFE, Arizona. I mean, it's the way people perceive things. In this day and age, and I know this is just small part of the big picture. Don't get me wrong. And what happened to this young man is terrible. And I'm not sitting here. I've been watching some stuff, especially since you've been posting. And I mean, it's just so silly that the things that people do. I mean, don't run from. Just some guy put a terrible, and I know what he meant. It was a terrible posting today about this tragedy. But he's like, if you see a cop, shut the hell up. If you see, don't put your hands in your pants. Don't. I mean, he was being belligerent to the point of like he was down talking to people, but he had a point.
Who?
But a lot of people say, "Look, about respect."
Who down talking people?
this guy had a posting on Facebook today, but he had a point, but he was talking down to people.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to a loud, boisterous set of people who, the type of people. Oh, it's about respect, dog, respect. Well, do you even know what the word respect means? I mean, do people even know what the word respect means anymore?
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I scuffed your shoe, but I said, excuse me. I mean, how did I disrespect? I mean, something as simple and stupid as that boils into something bigger. And you were talking. I didn't mean to cut you off, and I apologize. But the one thing that you were hitting on earlier, and because I kind of want to drift back over your main point today, is all these small things we all get distracted with every day. But you're talking about absolute control, and that's exactly what the government is doing. They're taking more of our rights away from us.
I agree.
And they're giving it to the government, but they're giving it to the smaller governments, and they're doing whatever they want with it. And just like what did I see? Something I saw drug me another place. YouTube, California, the kids where they sold had an autistic kid selling weed. Well, that's based on they get X amount of drug arrests per year, and they give them more money to keep funding. And they took good kids in these schools that had this like a little bit of weed from a dispensary and just silly things to pick them out. But it's still part of the bigger picture. It's not just this instant. And we're giving our rights away to the government a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time.
I agree with you 100%.
They caught up in this one thing, and they're caught up in this one thing and what the police are doing now. Yeah, but what happens when it becomes a police state? Then what are you going to do?
Well, what you're seeing in Ferguson is a police state. What in the world do the police need military vehicles that was used in Iraq and Afghanistan, or really a war zone, not an American city, to try to deal with American people? Of course, they use instances like this in Ferguson to try to take more and more rights away. This is what they're doing. I mean, they're going to try to take more gun rights away, which I'm highly against trying to take away gun rights, because it's not right if the police and all the government could have guns and we can't. No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they want to take we've seen every part of the Constitution violated in Ferguson. Freedom of the press was violated. Freedom of speech was violated. Freedom of assembly was violated. All these constitutional rights were violated, and the police have the attitude like, F the Constitution and F you. We do what we want to do because we the police. And that's a problem. And that's why I say they got some people who feel, they don't care because maybe it's black people today, but trust me, it's going to be everybody tomorrow. They don't care.
Well, as a white guy, I've been seeing it for the longest time. I mean, it's happening. But I mean, it's just a small drop in the bucket. When I say a police state, I'm not talking about just that area. I'm talking about everything. For example, this is just an example. A few weeks ago, my wife's mother is pretty sick, and she saw what she believed was her mother on her deathbed, and there was a 50 people in this photograph around her praying. And a friend had accidentally posted on Facebook because they wanted other people to pray for her mom. She didn't know this. She started screaming. When me and my daughter was asleep, started screaming. Next thing I know, there's 5 cops at my house. Have guns. Have their hands on their guns. Come to my house. They didn't bring one cop or a set just to come and say, hey, look, and, if you need more, we'll call. They bring in 5 at one time. Automatically, one person's going to back up because they feel, not one-on-one and we want to talk to you nicely. You got banging on your door, and a 7-year-old will go in the house freaking out. I mean, it's the way they respond. Sometimes the way you respond is the way people are going to react. And I mean, and that's a fact, and I know it's a fact. And in some of these other places, crime-ridden places, of course they're going to be hyper-vigilant. It's going to happen. But like I said, it's just a drop in the bucket for something bigger.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you believe police brutality exists?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Next question. Do you believe that there are some, and I say some, police officers who target people of color, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever? Do you believe that?
Oh gosh, yes, I believe that, and not just from
Okay.
what I've seen on TV.
All right.
but-
Well, I got a third
Yeah.
question. If you believe that, and we have an issue about the government trying to take away our rights and all this other stuff, why is it that the white community isn't joining with the black community in Ferguson to take this chance to stand up for rights? Because if they gonna take away white people's rights, and they have some, don't get me wrong, there are some white people there. I've seen it. I got the pictures of it. White people there trying to stand up
Yeah, the
against
one where
this.
the woman got shot with the rubber bullet. Is that what you're talking about? The lady.
No,
that got
it's
shot
not
with
just
the rubber
one.
bullet?
It's not just one white person. It's a lot of white people actually there. But I'm saying is, if we all in it together, and why all of us aren't there fighting, in that spot, not I didn't say loot, I said peaceful protest and
Right.
deal against the police if it's going to happen to all of us. That's what I'm trying to get out. What I'm saying. I'm asking you
I got you.
as
I
a
see
white
what you're
person.
asking. Well, can I? Well, this is one thing I don't know. I don't know Ferguson, and I don't know the area that he's from.
Mm-hmm.
If he's from the hood, and when I talk, I'm not saying everybody in the hood. No way am I saying it. But thugs, man, and they see a chance to catch in or get in trouble or something. A lot of people are going to do it. There's going to be some legitimate folks who believe they're doing the right thing. But if people are going to have a chance to act up, and that's where the attention's going to be drawn on the few that are acting up. And you know that, and I know it.
But also,
game-
though, did you see the news report and even the pictures of people in the crowd stopping people from looting businesses and actually protecting businesses? Did you see that?
Yes, I did, and I was very happy. I mean, you haven't seen that in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Because they were like, no, you're not going to come over here doing that. And there's a very few people doing that. It's not the whole, because if it was the whole crowd doing that, the police would be too overwhelmed. If the whole crowd was doing that, there's a lot of people. So, they said most of the people doing that is outsiders anyway.
A young man stealing cigars, which this is another thing I say. I mean, is it worth his life? I think I saw it on your show a couple of weeks ago. A black lady had her van full of kids, and one of her sons, maybe 14, 15-year-old boy, got out and because he was not happy the way this guy was treating his mom. And the lady's telling the kids to get in the van, and they all hop back in the van and take off. The three other cops who didn't even assess the situation pull up in cars, and they start shooting at a van full of kids.
Yeah, and in that video, I know the video you're talking about, and I didn't agree with none of that, how that went down at all, from the boy to the mom to none of that. I didn't agree with that because that was wrong just for a traffic stop. I mean, that cop didn't really do anything to provoke that, just based off the video that I saw. So, when I'm talking about the situation, and also I'm going to do a video about that, with this mysterious video show up all of a sudden about him robbing somebody. I'm going to break that video down enough where you're going to be probably convinced that Mike Brown didn't take anything. Because I have a video of the lawyer.
If he did or if he didn't, what? If he did or if he didn't. Say he did.
Yeah, yeah. No,
okay.
I agree with you. I know where you're going. I know where you're going. And I agree with you 100% what you're about to say. Even if he did, it doesn't warrant that. I get that. But see, I want to kind of do a video on that because I want to show how corrupt and how these people lie, on people to get charges put on them or to character assassinate them. Because see, they only put out that video to character assassinate Mike Brown. That's what they did it for. And that's their thing. They character assassinate you enough.
That's nothing new.
Yeah, they do it enough until they get you to court.
That's nothing new.
And then that's how they get off.
That's old school for the system. You know that. First thing you want to do is throw dirt on somebody. Make them the bad guy. Especially if it's going to get you out of trouble. And you seeing all these things, all these commercials and these Facebook posts. Oh, cop that helps an autistic child, 4 years old, walking down the street, and he holds him and comforts him because they just try and and all the bad news. Here's some good stuff. Let's soften it down a little bit. And it's a load like I know it's a load. But like I said, the big picture is everything's getting taken away. You're right. It's going to happen. We won't have no rights. Sooner or later, they're probably going to try to, shut you up and say, hey, we're tired of this. You need to be quiet. It's just a matter of time. But I hope it don't never happen. It gets to that. But I hope as long as you still have a channel and you still have your voice, I hope you make it heard. Because you're man for the job.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good
Have a
deal.
good one.
No, well, like I said, I don't know about being a man for the job, but I just say what I see, and like I said, with time, like I said, if I had a little time, I probably would have been in Ferguson myself. I just didn't really have the time to get out there just yet, so we'll see how that goes. I would like to go out there, but I would have to really discuss that with my wife because that, how the women are. They're like, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
You gonna be
It
going
is
out
dangerous. I wouldn't. No, don't go down there.
there?
Yeah, but you're probably more worried about her hurting you than you getting hurt out there.
Yeah, I can hear now. You ain't going out there getting shot by them police.
Exactly. That's what she was saying.
I was like, but that's where the story's at.
Mm-mm.
Shoot.
Hey, I don't know if this matters, but to me it matters. I see the way you conduct yourself and you talk to yourself and the way you install your kids and your wife and the way you present yourself. And to have an example of how people can live. Sometimes, you can live in the poorest of places, and you might have to do the rat race to get from point A to point B, but there ain't no reason just to bring yourself down. Everybody else around you acting up like a fool. And like you said, grooming thugs and all that. I keep up with you. It's just, like I said, and I wonder, and then when people cry foul, I wonder why. I mean, the mess is just too bitter, I guess. But, hey, Philip, keep up the good work. Y'all have a good evening.
All right.
I didn't mean to take up too much time.
Oh, no, that's fine. All right, appreciate you calling.
Take care, man.
All right, here we go. Area code 817, you on the show.
Is that me?
It's you.
Oh, hi, bad. How's it going, Phil?
Hey,
Miss
what's up,
Gabrielle?
man?
What's going on? Miss Gabrielle, you doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. My throat just keeps messing up. That's why I'm having a hard time talking.
You
But
could use some halls.
hanging in there. I just got over bronchitis. I'm still trying to get back,
Well, I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
I don't know if you guys remember me, but this is Valentine, Phil. It's been a...
Well, like I said, a few people I remember, like I said, off the top of my head, and I'll never forget, like Kids Mac, because me and him gets into it sometimes.
Right.
But
No, let me see if I can remember. Remember the kid calling from Dallas, Texas?
Okay, what did you say?
Valentine?
What did you say?
You gotta say something specific.
Yeah.
I was talking about the incident about if we live in a world about treating people with respect and stuff like that, wouldn't it make sense that like be nice to people? And you were saying that we live in a world where not everyone's going to smile and be happy and stuff like that, and nice to you. None of that remembers.
I'll say that. Okay, well let's hold on. What is it? What is that you wanted to say? Because like I said, I can't remember. I can't remember it all.
It's all right. So the 21-year-old dude that still doesn't help.
Okay, what's going on?
All right. Anyway, but now we're talking about the Mike Brown incident, right?
Yes.
Hmm?
All right. I think it's funny that when I was looking at the what was going on, and I find it interesting that when the looting started, the initial one, that the cops were nowhere to be seen. I found that very strange. I was like,
Yeah. I agree with that. Like, man, you eating some chips?
That's what I'm saying. I said you better put that food down for a second.
What you
I'm
eating?
sorry, man.
What you eating? Doritos?
I apologize. No, I just got some gum, man. I apologize, guys. I'll try to keep it down.
No, what you eating? Doritos?
I bet.
He said he's chewing gum.
No, just, yeah.
You chewing gum and it sound like you eating Doritos? What you eating? Big League Chew?
No, it's just some gum. Oh my goodness.
Come on now, you call my show. You got to have a sense of humor now. Don't be getting all. Oh, he's getting on to me. Don't do that.
No, I'm just. I don't know what to say, man.
Man,
But
it sounds like you chewing poop. Is it that good, man?
You can't stop chewing for a second, so you can make your point. You know.
Yeah, cause that chewing, man. It sounds like you chewing poop.
How would you know what that sounds
But
like?
did you hear the point?
How do I know what it sounds like? I have dogs.
Ew. Wow. Anyway,
Yeah, but I was talking about the point how the police weren't trying to show up. I found that really odd. I was like, why aren't they trying to stop this? It's almost as if they want us to get out of control, so they can, like, oh, what are they doing?
They did.
So,
Everybody know they did. They keep doing stuff to provoke them people too. They wanted to get out of control. They wanted to be declared martial law. Matter of fact, I've heard people say this, and I'm just gonna put it out there. I heard people say that Obama wants a third term, and the only way he'll get it unless it's martial law. I've heard that, but
you don't think that's true?
I didn't say what I thought was true. I'm just saying what I heard.
Oh, okay.
People say, the conspiracy theorists, and it's like they say, why would he allow certain things to happen in this country? And what makes me brought that back up is what's going on in Ferguson. I was like, okay, why is it this going on? Why isn't this been stopped? Why haven't the feds came in themselves and say, all right, let's find out what's going on and put a stop to it? It's bigger than that state government right about now. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and that's right. That's one thing I don't understand. If everyone, Obama made a statement like you're talking about, people are all saying stuff from the government, state level, local. Everyone wants everyone to calm down and bring peace. I'm like, don't they realize the only way to bring peace is to indict the officer? We get the justice and people can calm down finally.
Yeah, it's that simple.
If you really want the peace to come, let's do some action here. Stop talking. Let's get constructive things going.
I agree with you 100%, and it lets you know how far they're willing to go to protect a cop. So, it is what it is. But anyway, I appreciate you calling, man. I got to move on these last two calls.
No, hang on. Can I say one more thing?
What's that?
It's about the autopsies. I find it I wouldn't be surprised if the 3 different autopsies have different results about the gunshots to make things more confusing, and it makes me think that someone's trying to cover their tracks. I just want to say that's wrong, that they're trying to, that might end up happening. I hope it doesn't come to that either.
Okay. All right, well, thank you.
All right.
All right, Ms. Gabriella, 2 more. Eric Code 404, you on the show.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? I'm Tony, calling from Georgia.
All right.
I just wanted to chime in. I wasn't here for the... Hey, what's going on? I just wanted to chime in. I didn't hear the whole show, so I don't know if this was discussed or whatever, but I do agree with one of the guys when he was like, how, when you look at the bigger picture, like, it can be a police state, it can turn into that, and then there's different examples of, like, people say Katrina and all these things. And another thing, too, is, like, a lot of cops, a lot of them are, soldiers that are getting, when they come back overseas, and a lot of their heads already, messed up. They already, killed for, no reason. I mean, not no reason, but they definitely, just follow their mission. Their heads already messed up in there, so it's just, I just feel like we just no match for the government, of course, and it's just as a young black man, as much as possible, just you got to put that pride aside and all those things and whatever street credibility and all that, and just sometimes just take the L. Sometimes just let it be, because you don't even have to get taken that far sometimes. I don't know the whole situation and all that, but it's just, you just have to be like a lot wiser and smarter. Just think about the bigger picture sometimes. So it's just a lot of things going on.
Yeah, man, it is. It's some trying times, and we got to keep our eyes open. I said the other brother came on the show earlier. That's a police officer told us, what to do, how to deal with these police. What he said about the moment you see them lights turn on that camera. That's some of the best advice you can get. Turn on that camera, and don't say you got it on either. So that was some good advice.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to hearing your your video on, the video that got released about the robbery and all that. That definitely is, very interesting. Especially the time that they put it out. And like it says, like a lot.
I'm gonna cover that robbery deal, because, once you see how I'm gonna cover it, you probably gonna be like, man, these dirty police. You know what I'm saying? What they tried to do? They edited that footage, man, and then the owner of the store, through his lawyer, said they didn't call 911 on no Mike Brown. What happened on that video? There was a customer he got into it with, not an employee. They say they ain't reporting no crime. They say the police just showed up at that store asking for video. And they say they gave it to them because they wanted to comply. So, that blew a hole in it for me. And I got the video of it. The lawyer saying it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. And the character assassination is not just with black men and all that. It's just, you've seen that with different leaders, different countries and all that, that our government does, just to paint a picture to go over there, whatever. So, they definitely have a lot of history in that. So,
yeah, I'm gonna tell you one man that y'all, if you do the research, man, you probably get so upset with America. Muammar Gaddafi over there in Libya.
Yeah.
Research him and what they did to that poor man. That was foul what America did to that. That poor man was giving his. You know why they killed that man? They killed that man because he was about to come up with a all gold currency, and he was about to unite all the countries in Africa into one. That's what he was about to do, and all the African presidents was getting on board with that. And they had to kill him. They had to kill him. Say he doing stuff to his people. They said that man would give college students free apartments just so they can get their stuff. And they say that man wasn't killing his people. He wasn't doing anything. That's why that I'll never forget that African doctor that said that, Obama, shame on him. Shame. He said, I hope you're not reelected. He said, well, look what you did. And ever since that happened, Libya has been in chaos. So it's like, that's why, man, they do the character assassination, they lie, and they go kill people. Same thing with Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein, this and the third. And now look at Iraq. Iraq wasn't like that when that man was alive. But he lied and said he had weapons.
Yeah, I was just saying, back to that Mike Brown thing and all, it just seemed like a big conspiracy. I know a lot of people probably said that too, but just back-to-back things going on. Like what he said, it seemed like they want something to happen. They want, martial law and those different things. They pushing for these things because it's all around, nationwide, east, west, north, south. It's crazy.
Yeah, like in L.A., man, they just killed two people, a black dude and a Hispanic dude. Like I said, I ain't done that story yet, but they killed a Hispanic dude too, the cops. So they were protesting in front of LAPD, right in front of LAPD. They headquarters. All the people was out there in front of them. I said, man, you don't want L.A. to get jumped off. They known for that.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that's all I want to say, man. They keep up the good work and all that. I don't want to take up, too much time, but. Definitely looking forward to the next videos.
All right, man. Like I said, I'm probably gonna sit up most of the night to do them, but I'll get them out.
All right,
man. All right, Miss Gabriella, we got one more. We're gonna let it ride, Miss Gabriella. Okay, Eric code 512. You on the show?
Hey, what's up? My name is Scott. I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Awesome. What's going on?
Y'all kind of touched. Yeah. What's going on, man?
What's up?
And y'all kind of touched on what I was going to talk about with everything that's going on at first, and it's like a bigger picture going on with the martial law thing.
Yeah.
And you remember maybe like a couple of months ago when you did the thing about the correctional facilities, how it's a business and you can put the stock into all that stuff.
Yeah, being privatized.
You know how, yes, sir. And you know how, one of the amendment things, if you commit a crime, they can physically put you back into slavery, right?
Yeah, it says slavery is abolished in the United States except in the areas of punishment. Yeah, I know about that.
Yes, sir. And they get everything jumping off, the thing that's going on in Ferguson. They're using the black people and they're using the white people, where if you're a white racist and a black person that you feel like oppressed, they know that can always kick off something, and so they can just create chaos and just slap martial law on everybody, put everybody back under slavery. And for the people that's running the government, not the people that's in the government, but the people that's running the government can really do what they want to do. Because we in so much debt, they gotta collateral on somebody, and that's the people.
Well, see, what you're going to eventually see. Like, you may see a black and white thing, but it's going to turn into the elite versus the middle class and the poor. And they want to eliminate the middle class completely. They don't want a middle class. They want everybody to be poor.
Exactly.
That's what they want. And that's the bigger picture, of everything.
And that's what I'm thinking, because when that stuff do happen, skin color ain't gonna be the thing. Everybody gonna be oppressed, but then they're gonna try to control your thoughts. Because if you look back in the history, back when the church and the state was together, when the Catholic Church kind of ran everything overseas centuries ago, they could try to control people's thoughts. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Control what you thought about the Most High. And I feel like that's what they're gonna try to do here in the near future. America's the new Babylon.
Well, man, just live your life. Try to do what's right for the Lord, and shoot, man, you can't control what other people are gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, got to do our thing, man. Man, what's up there in Austin, man? Your boy Rick Perry got indicted for abuse of power. What's up going on with that?
I don't worry about these people in Austin, Texas, or wherever. I'm just trying to walk my walk with Elohim, man.
Dude, like I said, I keep myself in the news, man. I got these news apps come on my phone. So I saw that. I said, man, Rick Perry got indicted?
Yeah, I don't even mess with the television no more. I just catch the news here and there on online. I don't even mess with the television no more.
Well, a lot of people say that, and really that's a good thing, what you're saying about don't fool with television a whole lot, because I catch them people lying so much. And it's good that the people can actually, do your own news or get your own footage from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, trust me, it be times that mainstream media come up to me asking me, certain things, or asking me could they use footage because they can't get it. I had one message me yesterday. Can they use, a part of my video or something? I said, yeah, just give me credit. That's it. That's all I asked for. That's just for promotional purposes. I don't care about their credit too much. But, I mean, it's... so they lagging behind, man, and we don't have an agenda. I don't have an agenda. Nobody's paying me to say anything.
Yeah, like the mainstream media is not lagging behind. It's control. It's to control what they can put out to the people. So
we not control.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to say. It's a good thing for people to have YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. So you can weed out and collect and see what's true to self, man.
Yeah. But, brother, I appreciate you calling, and you have a good night.
All right.
All right, Miss Gabriella. I said, well, like I said, at first part of the show, Miss Gabriella, we was having some technical difficulties with Ustream, but we finally got it back up. So we've been going on Ustream at least an hour, 35 minutes or so. So those people that probably say, I missed part of the show, well, you're probably going to miss it if you're trying to watch it on YouTube. So you probably have to view it on Blog Talk Radio to get it from beginning to end. But, I figured out what the problem was. Like I said, we're living in perilous times, and we need to definitely turn our eyes back to God like we're supposed to, and, do what's right. And if you feel like you need to get armed, go to the shooting range, become a crack shot. Miss Gabriella, do you go to the shooting range?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, you need to start going to the shooting range, Miss Gabriella, because I'm about to start going too, because I want to be a crack shot. I found a shooting range I want to go to. I can rent all kind of guns. And like I said, I want to hit center mass and headshots. That's what I want to do.
I learned how to shoot a gun a long time ago. It's just that I don't have a means of arming myself yet, but pretty soon I might.
Sure, you're gonna have to, Miss Gabriella. People crazy.
Yeah, true. People, it's getting crazy nowadays, and since you can legally carry a weapon if you need to, so you might as well.
Do North Carolina have a concealed handgun permit?
I'll have to look that up. because I've never had the need to carry a gun on me, but I do carry a pepper spray and a taser just in case, just to be careful because you never know what can happen.
Yeah. Let's get real. Said she packing.
No, it's just I'm a woman. You know, I watch Criminal Minds. Okay. You
Oh
know?
Lord, you watch Criminal Minds.
You never know.
Wow.
You never know.
Well, yeah, you definitely, yeah, you're right. You definitely need to protect yourself at all times, and that's something that you need to do. So, uh, but anyway, like I said, you want to wrap things up, Ms. Gabriella, for you take off.
All right, I'm actually surprised that people are still watching my recent video. I have to get back on the video thing. I've been pretty sick and trying to scramble and get classes started, but things should be slowing down. So, you can check me out on YouTube at youtube.com/user/GIGIAYUMU. Go ahead and subscribe. I try to get videos out as often as possible, but I am a full-time student and I'm going to be working soon. So may not be able to put videos out as often as I would like to, but I'm trying to do what I can.
All right, Ms. Gabriella says she's gonna do what she can. Now y'all know me; I try to do what I can too. But like I said, it takes time sometimes to be looking up certain information. Of course, like I said, I have a life, and like I said, yes, I do have a life. I have a wife, I got kids. They need my time too, so I can't live on the internet like I would like to. Sometime, but then sometimes you need a break from that stuff. And then I still, have a job. I work, for now. When I get to the point I feel I can walk away from it, which is pretty soon. I should be considering that. Then you probably see a whole lot more videos out of me because that's probably what I would do 24/7. So, like I said, some people think, oh, he don't work. Yeah, I do. I work. I've been working for years. I always had a job. So how do you think I pay my bills? So they're not getting themselves paid. You know what I'm saying? So shoot. I mean, but one thing I'll tell you I'm not liking, and whatever about a job, I hate working for somebody. I hate it. That's why I've been building my business for a few years. So I can get to the point where I can say, you know what, forget these folks and do stuff for myself. Because you don't have true freedom unless you work for yourself. I mean, working for somebody is it's not slavery, but it's almost like a form of slavery because you're just getting paid because you got to do what they tell you to do when they say to do it. You can't go on vacation unless they say. You can't take sick time unless they say without being penalized. It's like they control you when you clock in. And, like I said, personally, I'm just at that point. I don't want nobody controlling me. If I want to take off of work 2 weeks, I do it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get me in the workforce. You see all this unfair stuff that happens in the workforce, and it sucks royally. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody watching the show tonight, bearing with me with the Ustream thing for those who watch, live. I'll get it put up to YouTube. I'll probably be up most of the night anyway, trying to film these videos I have to do that way I can get this stuff out best way I can. I sat up last night working on After Effects stuff I had to do, you know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of held me back from having videos out earlier. So I always try to make the videos a different experience. I'll try to change things up here and there. As you guys can see with the background thing of the city of Houston, and try to make things better because I do listen to y'all. I do listen because a lot of y'all say, man, you need to change that background. That curtain was just bad. Some people say shower curtain. It wasn't a shower curtain. It was a curtain. But I agree with you. You was right. I needed a little bit more professional look. So I made sure to take care of that. So I do listen to my comments. I do read them. I may not say nothing, but I'm reading them. So if you're right, I may take your advice. So thank you everybody for watching, and see you next time.